Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday morning, September 21st. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and SPY. We're going to talk about what I think is important today, more important than overnight high, overnight low, things of that nature. Obviously, we have the Fed at 2 p.m. today, and then his press conference at 2:30. Now, we have seen the market move prior to 2 p.m. Again, the market is short. They tried a couple times to push it down in A, B, and C, failed, and then again in G, H, and I, and failed. So if we are to take out yesterday's high, we're still going to be in balance, right? I think all three time frames are in balance. I think by Friday's close, we should have a pretty good idea of our directional movement going forward, at least for the next five weeks until they meet again right before the midterm elections. So can there be opportunities this morning? Absolutely. There could absolutely be opportunities this morning using MGI. But the more important thing is come 2 o'clock, right? Trading is all about odds. Come 2 o'clock, come 2:30, it's a coin flip, okay? You'll have one person on social media at the end of the day saying, I crushed it, when they came out at 2 o'clock or when his press conference came out. But you won't hear about the hundreds, if not thousand, traders that just got destroyed and you'll never hear from them again. Right? You don't want to be one of those people. You want odds. We spoke yesterday, odds yesterday. We took back the trend day yesterday morning. When we started going up, I said, I think the odds of holding the trend day again aren't that great. Yeah, we did go trend, but what happened? This is when I left, gave it all up and more, right? Because of the odds. Same down here. When we finally made a new low, I'm like, are they really going to want to push below that weekly low and go get that other gap prior to the Fed meeting tomorrow? I wasn't too sure. Once we didn't take out eyes low, I told the room, that's a really, really big thing to notice. Generally, if the market's that strong, you should take out the prior time frames low and get going. Look what they did here, right? G went down, H, I. Didn't do it in J. It told you the selling was drying up, right? Those are the things. That's MGI. That's market-generated information. Those are things to look for, not a coin flip. And look what we did. We took the shorts out again and punished them. So that's what I'm trying to say this morning. No reason to trade at 2 o'clock or even until after his press conference over, unless they get an incredibly extreme move to a very visual area. Sit back, have some popcorn, and enjoy the freak show that the algorithms are going to provide for you. Right now, as you can see, we're pushing up towards yesterday's high. We do not come out of balance if we take out yesterday's high. So if I pan out here, here's your balance for now. It's a 3-day balance, right? So if we take out yesterday's high, we're still in balance. If we take out this day's high, am I going to call the daily up? Well, again, we're going to see by the end of the day where we are. If they like the news and they rip this up, then maybe the daily does go from balance to up. But I'm not going to be calling it out of balance if we take out yesterday's high right now. Not by a long shot. But that doesn't mean we can't trade back to the 19th high possibly. Remember, we had that very wide point of control yesterday. It was 17 wide. Never even got close to it. Now, again, I'm in 3 tick increments here. We have another very wide POC here. Good odds we could trade at both these things prior to the Fed, right? I wouldn't put anything, although that's a little bit higher, but we'll see. I wouldn't put anything past this market. So you could get good opportunities this morning. Use MGI. Right now, again, can you take a short? Depending on where the overnight high is. If this is the overnight high, can you take a short against that in yesterday's high? Of course you can. And above F's high, you're out, right? There's a play right there. On the flip side, if this thing comes back, again, we had a 9-wide POC. So it should provide a speed bump at our regular trading hour point of control yesterday and this large one. Again, I'm not sure exactly how large it is. I'm in 3s, but it's definitely going to be large. So you see if they provide a speed bump or at the overnight halfback. It's not great risk reward because you're unchanged value in balance, but again, it is something you can take. At least you're using some MGI as opposed to 2 o'clock when it's an absolute coin flip. So those are early plays. If we gap higher prior to 9:30, you can certainly take a long against F's high, right? You can get out back inside of M's range. Because then if you get back inside of M's range, you can be back inside of value, and you'll probably go trade at these very, very wide point of controls. Again, these are just all early idea, and they're all basically the same. Look at Qs. Qs are nowhere near yesterday's high. They have a wide overnight POC. Again, I'm in 5-tick increments. And as far as Russell goes, Russell's different. Russell's above yesterday's high. So, again, you can take all that information I gave you and transfer it to all those different indices. And then just quickly on the chart. So here's the weekly. We had an outside week down last week. We took out last week's low. So far, I've gotten nothing for it. If the market digests what he says by tomorrow morning and doesn't like it, well, this outside week down is going to be successful, and we're going to get legs, and the next big target is around the 371 level. If the market takes what he has to say, okay, and is not that worried about it, well, then look, you're going to probably stay in balance and trade inside of last week's range and have a 4-week balance. And the same on the daily. It's a 3-day balance right now. Are they going to like what they hear, and the daily is going to go up and eventually test the 400 and see if we have the progression of lower highs? Or is the market not going to like what they hear, come out of a 3-day balance to the downside, continue our progression of lower lows, and even go and test this trend line? It's all out there. Come and join us at camelbacktrading.org, and thanks for the likes and subscribing to this channel. Good luck trading today, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.